What's up, guys? Dave here at the beautiful Otay Lake, which is here in East South County, San Diego. Mexico is just over there. And riding around on my mountain bike today. And this is probably some of the easier mountain biking in San Diego. It's probably the easiest single track, and that's kind of why I'm here, working on flatline speed, just trying to get going as fast as I can on flats. So a little bit of a workout today. And I wanted to stop and review my bike, which is a Trek Remedy 9 from 2014. All right, guys, so here we go. This is our first review for Charge the Summit, which is kind of exciting. And it's my new mountain bike. I just got this a few weeks ago, about maybe 100 miles on it. And I noticed when I was going through and looking for information about this bike, there was very little. So hopefully this helps somebody out there make a decision about whether this is the ride for you. Let me kind of get you familiar with what's going on. Obviously, full suspension mountain bike. We have the Shimano Deore XT setup. Super solid gear setup. For those of you who don't know, I'm coming from about 10 years of road biking and triathlon, so shifting gears is important to me. Also, we have the dropper seat post set up here. This is the RockShox dropper seat post, and the way that works is you push that little button, and the seat goes up, and then you push it again and you can lower it, which is really good for descending. I haven't used that today, so I just pushed that down so you guys could check it out. What else do I want to show you? Yes, the rear suspension. Trek has this really cool Evo setup, and this was one thing that I found a lot of information about. This is such a cool system. This DRCV damper system in the back by Fox is really cool, and basically, you know, it's like most full suspension bikes. You have full adjustability, you know, for like riding on really flat fast stuff, you know, medium, and then obviously let's bounce. And what this has is actually this little gadget that I think is up here, and basically what it does is when it sees a really big impact, it absorbs that differently than a tiny impact. So the suspension only gives really when it needs to, and I have had zero problems with that. I think that thing is awesome. I also looked at the Specialized one where you sort of have this setup in the rear, which is like a brain, they call it. I have a friend who lives in Bend, Oregon. What's up, Mike? And he had a little trouble dialing that in. Just recently has really dialed it in and is in love with it. So maybe we'll get Mike to do a review of his bike for us. You know, full disc brakes and everything, pretty much all the top of the line stuff with the shock setup. It's just, you know, except for not being carbon fiber, it's pretty badass. So I am totally enjoying this bike. Thank you to Kerry Ryan up at Action Sports in Bakersfield, who hooked me up with this and got me in touch with his mechanic Jerry, who if you want a bike, I would recommend that you go to those guys, talk to them, get some help from a professional, and Jerry's the guy to talk to. Kerry's the guy to shake hands with when you walk through the door. Sorry, I'm huffing and puffing here a little bit, guys. I just did a little lap around these little hills over here, some really fun jumps, and definitely gets, I don't know if technical is the word I would use, but certainly more technical than the rest of this single track out here, which generally is pretty tame. And it's really fun for this particular bike, and I realized I really forgot to talk about the wheel size. This is the 29er version. They also make a 27.5 version of this bike. I looked at both. The 29er made more sense, I think, for me. These wheels are huge, and again, I mentioned earlier, I come from road bike, and this whole bike seems huge. It seems like a motorcycle to me, and I guess it is just sort of a human powered one. You know, as far as wheel size goes, these things inspire so much confidence. I mean, when you look down at this massive wheel, it just rolls over anything. And I was out here I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy that I was riding with that had a Trek Remedy 7 from 2013, I think, and he had the 27.5-inch wheels, and he also had egg beater pedals. So we were able to swap bikes, and you know, I'm glad I chose the 29er. I think he's a little more aggressive rider than I am. There's a section where there's like 4 jumps in a row, and you kind of got to get it right, and this doesn't, I wouldn't say it lumbers over them, but you could, that other bike, if you want a bike that has a way more BMX-y feel, and you know, you're going to be doing a lot of jumps and stuff like that, I would consider the 27.5-inch version of the Trek Remedy 9. But for me, you know, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of that stuff. I'm mostly doing cross country stuff like today, where I'm just going as fast as I can, and then you know, some climbing switchback type stuff. So I think the 27.5 would probably be a little bit better. I haven't really tried that, but that is my decision making process behind the 29er version of the Trek Remedy 9. All right, guys, little change of scenery. I've got a couple more comments. Crossed the road over here and came up kind of this fire road. You can see what I'm dealing with here. This section here is pretty representative of what I've been doing. It's kind of steep, it's pretty rocky, and this DRCV system is just amazing. I mean, the thing is just freaking amazing. First, I don't know how far, until it got really gnarly, I didn't even really think about it, and I had it set in a pretty soft setting because I was taking some jumps before I came across the road. And you know, kind of got through the part that I was through and then flipped it over into this, you know, more stiffer setting, and the power just goes straight to the wheels. It's just awesome, man. I mean, it's like going down this now, you know, after I finish coming up here a little bit further, you know, to be able to switch it back and have it get really spongy again is awesome. And I think I just heard a rattlesnake. So I'm gonna scoot and get out of here, but that's the DRCV system. All right, guys, so there it is, the Trek Remedy 9 from 2014. The new model, as far as I know, is the same basic bike. It's got a different paint job. Actually, the paint job on the new one is really, really cool. So, you know, if you're looking at a 2015 Trek Remedy 9, this review is probably relevant to you. You want to obviously check everything and make sure there aren't other changes that I'm not aware of. Just want to say a quick word about this website and why you're here, this Charge the Summit thing. This really started as a project to talk more about how I integrate outdoor sports into my life. You know, I have my friends and I have sort of saying that we train indoors for an outdoor world. And that's really what it is. I train a lot, and if you follow my stuff on social media, you'll see me lifting weights a lot. You'll see me doing some sort of HIIT interval type workouts. And I do that so that I can do stuff like this, and also so that I'm a skier and a road cyclist as well. I'll show you my road bike here sometime soon. But that's really what this is all about. And then we're also talking a lot about life and mindset and focus and how to get better and how to keep constantly improving. So I'm going to go constantly improve by getting faster on my bike now, and I'll talk to you guys later.